What are you going to look at on Tranquility?
We're going to talk a little bit about the event that's starting out up on
The Mining
Wednesday.
Blitz?
Yeah. So the good news is with the Mining Blitz event, it looks like we are going to get an expert system. So everyone's going to be able to gain or be able to fly T2 exploration mining ships. Sorry, T2 mining ships for the event. I don't know how long, but
That's good, because I've extracted mining skills.
I will warn people right now, like, first and foremost, you absolutely do not want to do the Mining Blitz events with a mining barge. Even the ones that can, they're just straight up too slow. So, all right, let's look at EVEUni first. So this is the EVEUni website page for Stargate Trailblazers, and Stargate Trailblazers was the latest, or was the kind of the triumphant return of the mining event. They were also done in each of the empires during their empire time. So you can imagine that they'll do that again. So during the summer, like when it's each empire's like time to celebrate, then that area of space has these Mining Blitz events. But it's not going to be something that's like active all the time, but only at special occasions. And so this is coming out specifically because of the MPE and because of, you know, the compression and all that sort of stuff. Like, this is an event to tide us over until the hunt next month. So we can almost assuredly look at this for information about what is going to be happening tomorrow or in 2 days. These systems, though, are obviously not going to be correct. It is... One second. So you can see here that these are the different constellations: Aeman, Osnins, Almur, Aptetter. So each one of these, one of them is a low-sec set, and one of them is a high-sec set, right? So like Aeman is the low-sec, I believe, and Osnins is the high-sec, you know? So there's, you know, Galente, Mimitar, Amar, and Caldari. So these are the sites will spawn throughout the constellation. There's usually a lot of them. So, you know, depending on your size, you should be able to just be able to find sites to run. So there are 5 tiers of difficulty, from limited, minor, standard, major, and critical. Each tier of difficulty increases the number of pilots by 1. So it's tier of difficulty plus 2 is the number of pilots that can be in. So tier 5 has 7 pilots. You can bring in combat pilots, but the issue is that the event or the sites reward you based on how quickly you complete them, right? So you're awarded either bronze, silver, or gold, and the reward that you get is based on that accomplishment. And whether or not you get bronze, silver, or gold is completely designed around completing the mining portion of the event and how fast you do. So any resources that you put towards anything else besides mining things very quickly and getting them into the Orca quickly is kind of a waste. So, but at the same time, the threats are real. So we designed some pretty successful builds that we'll be looking at. The limited mining expedition, which is the tier 1, it actually only allows the venture. So these are kind of the entrance level stuff. It only takes 3 people, but a single venture can solo the limited. By the time you get up to minor, expedition frigates might be able to do the miner, but ventures absolutely will not. And then, you know, everything above that does require a fleet. And basically everything above that requires a logi contingent. So what we have done in the past is we used a Gnosis and an Osprey combo to help support the fleet. And that works all the way up to 7, right? So let's look at that. All of the stuff that I had, all of the builds that I have are still back where they were, I believe. Should be. Hold on. Yeah. So, what is this? Prospect fit. We determined that the prospects are just more effective than the other one, the endurance for this. The endurance works just fine, but this is about like getting the absolute best time, right? So, the point here is also, I don't think that that's quite right. Hold on. No, yeah, this is right. I believe. So the thing about this mining site, oh shoot, I'm not even showing it. This is the prospect. The thing about the mining sites is that the rocks themselves have not a lot of ore per rock. Okay. The endurance isn't, so the endurance, hold on. I think I remember why it's not the endurance. Yeah, the endurance only gets 1 laser when the prospect gets 2. And that ends up really mattering in this event. So, and this is why. Fastest doesn't matter in a weird way. Like when it comes to like, or throughput in the mining cycle only matters so much. Because the rocks rocks have so little ore in them that it's more about knowing when to shut off your lasers than about how effective your lasers are, right? You will gain far more efficiency out of getting better at piloting and executing the Resource Wars event sites than you will by any improvement that you'll put onto the actual ship. That being said, the fact that it can be working on 2 different rocks at the same time is pretty important. So you can also make this into an extender, I think. I'm actually surprised that these endurances are shield boosted. But either way, so I think they're this way because that way the endurances can also, so in T1 and T2s and even maybe T3, they're expected to kind of support each other, or sorry, be able to take care of themselves rather. Whereas in higher tiers, that's when you get to the Osprey, and the Gnosis. Right. The endurance can do a full rock in 5 seconds, but that's part of the problem. Like, in the end, you're having to cut, all you do is cut off your lasers sooner. And you can actually cap yourself out because you're having to drop your, you're having to turn on your laser more frequently than the cycles are ready for. Either way. So this Osprey keeps everybody alive. And then, but obviously Ospreys cannot operate by themselves very well. And therefore, there is, rather than a second Osprey, what we like to do is go with a Gnosis. because this Gnosis does two things. This Gnosis is here for two reasons. One, it's designed to, well, three reasons really. It can attack the rats with the drones, and it has a lot of capability of doing that. But by and large, it's designed to support the Osprey in any way that the Osprey needs and bring command bursts, because while mining speed is meh, mining laser range is critical. So that's pretty important. So basically, the way it works is that there are multiple Orcas, right? In tier, I think there's an Orca per tier, right? I'm pretty sure. And hold on, let's go look again at the page. I think the page might give me a clue. Yep, it's one per tier. You can tell because when it says 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, each Orca can only take 10k. So this is why, like, Resource Wars, these sites, the reason why this is kind of cool is because this is a really good team-based activity. It's a lot of fun to do it with other people and to do it as a team, because, you know, you not only have to polish your own execution of it, but you guys also have to polish working together as a group. Once you go into the site, let's see if I can find a picture. Nope. Let me see if I can find a video. In fact, I will find the old video of me and Pockets doing it. So the rocks are laid out all over the place, but they're in clusters, and each cluster has a number on it. Sorry, has a flag with a number on it. Sorry, don't try to like look for something and talk at the same time, I guess. Oh, back when we had Fed Up. Anywho, so this is me doing it with Pockets like years ago. This is back in 2017 when it was first released. Come on, load. What's going on? Right. So this is a basic site, and you can see like the lowest tier site. Am I going to show it or what? There we go. So as you can see, the rocks have these different flags on them. And so you can use this to coordinate, right? Because you don't want two people going to the same set of rocks, because you don't want to be stepping on each other. In addition to that, you know, there's all the different Orcas. So there's a coordination between the different Orcas and who's going to get what. So there's a lot of different moments of kind of like learning to work together. That's a big part of this, which I think is really fun. And it's perfectly viable in a venture. At least, well, no, actually, it's totally viable on all levels. Like, we even brought ventures. That's the reason why I say that it doesn't really matter about the refining of the, or getting a better quality, like, mining ship. Because a venture and an endurance, like, yeah, or a prospect, yes, the prospect will probably get more than the venture, or at least mine it faster. But honestly, as long as the venture pilot knows what they're doing and is good at like cutting it off at the right time and executing on it, then he can keep up just as well, right? And we've had ventures, quite a few ventures in even in the critical sites, and they're just fine. The endurances are just for people that can access it, which of course will be everybody with the expert system. So if there's anything that you want to prepare for, you want to make sure that you have, T2 mining lasers and, laser mining upgrades. Those sites actually got me more into mining because it forced me to focus on mining tactics instead of getting a better ship. Exactly. Exactly. That's one of the things I love about it, is that the best way to improve yourself on that, in fact, the only way to get the best times is by improving your process, not your ship fit. It can absolutely be done in endurance, though. As far as the venture goes, does this work? I want to say that the venture wants to spider tank. Hey, Astronomicon, thanks for that cheer. Heck of a thing to say for your first thing. Yeah, I'm reasonably sure we want a small remote shield booster. And I think that the reason why these don't have it is because we moved on to the higher tier sites that has dedicated logi. I could be wrong, though. How do you tank your expeditions? How much is the reward? So I think that they'll have it here. Yeah, here we go. So if you get, assuming that you get bronze, which really, as long as everybody's doing even half-ass of a job, you should be able to get bronze. You should be able to get bronze with a person missing. You know, it's going to be 10 million per site for the criticals, 7 million per site. So 10 million per 11 minutes. Already your group at bronze are making very close to that million ISK per minute state. And in fact, if you include the LP, you are hitting that million ISK per minute state. So this is basically the same as like level 4 missions or level tier 3 Abyss, or, you know, like subcapital ratting, you know, roughly maybe the same amount, which doing that with mining and high sec is fucking amazing. We're Steve Hazen, we're talking about the mining event that's coming out tomorrow. And then I'm going to be doing we're going to talk about some of the commodities in the game, or special edition stuff and where they came from. So in silver, you're getting 11 million, and then by gold, you're getting 13 million. So look at it this way, and look at the time. So by the time you're getting gold, which you can do with a good team, yeah, it comes out on Wednesday. That's right. What that means is that if you're doing criticals for gold, every 4 minutes, you're getting 13.5 million. And it's just a matter of finding the sites, which isn't that very difficult. So you can at least get silver or find majors to do. You can roll majors pretty easily. And that's going to be 10 million ISK in 4 minutes for getting it for gold. Even if you're silver, you're getting 10 million, you're getting 11 million in 9 minutes. 9.5 minutes. Does it require a fleet? Yes. Although it does have a mechanic, like there's a public chat. It doesn't require a fleet. It requires cooperation. Other people can come in. It has a gate lockout, right? So if you go in there and if you come up to a limited mining expedition, there's already 3 people inside, you won't be able to activate the gate. Yes, the money is per player. Exactly. So this is actually like, when it comes to high sec mining, it's pretty good even if you're just doing limited, like as a solo person. Like that, it's not terrible, especially since you're getting the LP if you're trying to earn that. But if you can find a group of 7 people, 5 miners, an Osprey, and a Gnosis, like, you can start making good money, like good money. Yeah, it's directly inputted into your wallet upon completion. That's correct. Let's see. Do they have any information about the Mining Blitz here? No. So yeah, it's pretty simple. You know, it is kind of designed so that each person, like you split up. Which LP do you get? You get an LP for each group, right? So if you do it for the Aeman, you get... Where is it? Was it in the Mining Blitz or the Resource Wars one? Oh, no, here we go. Imperial War Reserves, State Military Stockpile, Federal Strategic Material, and Republic Fleet Ordnance. So we'll look at those real quick. So the skins that you can get... There we go. So the skins that you can get for the Aeman... Thank you for that, Lord Moto. The Aeman skin is this bronze and white with the triangle in it. The let's go with the Vexor. The Vexor has the... Hey, thanks for that, Styler.
Less than 3.
Strategic material. So this would be the Galente one with this like eagle-like wings at the front. This is probably my favorite of them. Is my face usually on that side of the stream? I have another, so I have this version, and then I have this version. Now, what's a Drake? Because Styler told him to. That's a command. Might move the bottle? Oh, shit. I didn't realize. Hold on a second. I guess it is behind the... Now it's behind the... Actually, you know what? I actually like it there because it's covering up the mic. We're going to stick with that. For now. I'm talking into the bottle. Anywho. Thanks for pointing that out, though. Anywho, so for this one, it is... Military stockpile. And so these skins, by the way, were the reason why the original Resource Wars didn't work. Because these skins were volatile, which meant you lost them when they died, but more importantly, it meant that they were bind on pickup. So that was awful. And then Mimitar would be, what's a good Mimitar ship to show off a skin? Rupture, right? Rupture. We'll try Rupture. It was absolutely these skins. 1000%. No, it was these skins. They added it to more ships, but it was this exact skin line. Hold on. The Abaddon. Imperial Armaments. There it is. Oh, I see. So what you're saying is that they changed the look of it, but it's still the same like line of skin. What was it? What was the other one? Hold on. Oh, I see. Interesting. So but okay, it was the line of skins, which these are expansions of it. That was the downfall of Resource Wars. There was nothing wrong with the mechanics of Resource Wars. It was always the reward, which was, I guess, my point. That's really interesting about this one because, like, so for the Galente, I know for a fact, 1000%, that the old volatile skin for the Algos was the same. Where is it? Strategic Material Defender. This is the old Galente skin. What's up, Game Daddy? So you're saying that I could pull up a different Galente and have a different new skin? This is a strategic material. Nope, there's strategic material. I don't think it was the Brutix. What about the Dominix? No, let's find out. Because it was originally only on a few ships, like one per size category. So, Megatron? I think this is the new one. This is the new one because it has like a projected texture with the slash, I think. Yeah, I don't know which one of these is the new one and which one is the old, but one of them should be the new one. But it's interesting that the Amarr old ones got upgraded. Or the Amarr got an upgraded line. Either way, let's... the point is that it used to be... So originally, the way it worked was the skins were volatile, but then they made them bind on pickup, which means you couldn't sell them, which means they had to have inherent value, which means CCP made it so that it came with a fit ship of that type to go with the skin, which means that now they're magically introducing ships in the game that isn't being constructed by people. Therefore, they could not make that be the effective method to get them, so it had to be inefficient. So as part of the skin, you had to pay ISK, and you actually had to pay more ISK than the ship was worth. So basically, it was telling you that the volatile skins were worth 10 to 20 million, because that was like the difference in buying the ship from a player and buying the ship from the LP store. The difference is that skin and 20 million ISK, and the fact that the fit sucked. So it was literally a scam. That's why Resource Wars died, or was never really picked up. How about pay ISK to share the skin with everybody on that account? Well, now it's just normal. Now you can just buy the skin and sell it.
I still think that they should, like, skins should be treated like apparel and tradable. Except auto activate skins. Those should be bound the way they are.
I think that there is a fair argument to be made for an item from the Plex store that extracts a skin.
So I was literally about to say I would even be willing to accept a skin license transfer certificate on the store.
I could see that being a thing. Okay, so and then finally, I guess to access that store, you dock in basically any station of that race and go to their loyalty point store, and there's actually a second tab that you've probably never noticed. And if you click on it, this is the loyalty point store for that race's Resource Wars. Okay? So you got and there is actually some pretty cool clothing items too. So some shoes that at this moment pretty much doesn't matter. Yeah, it's Algos Thorax. I want to say Megathron, but maybe not originally. Yeah, these do look like really slick, almost like pilot jackets. Like you could definitely see that this would be like a...
Look neat.
Say again?
Those do look neat.
Yeah. I mean, that looks like, that not only looks comfortable, but this looks like the kind of thing that I would legitimately wear, right? And you know what this looks like? It looks like something straight out of Back to the Future, right? Like it's the 90s view of sci-fi, or of like what we're going to be wearing in the modern age, or in the the future, which I think is actually kind of cool. I think that's a good aesthetic. But there's two different types. There's the armor version, and then there's the that more casual jacket. Hold on. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is actually really cool. I love this this pattern effect that they have. It's also on like the Galente jacket from like the winning the competitions and stuff. But that looks really good. Where's the men's? I saw him T-pose. I caught you T-posing. Yeah. So this is coming on Wednesday. It's a fun way, especially if you want to be mining in HiSec. When these are available, I think it's pretty darn safe to say that these are the most efficient way to mine and make ISK. You don't end up with any... Why is it in the Wiakomi station? Because I'm in... Oh! It's because I think I... wait. Huh. I never thought about that. It's because I'm in Pamene, which is a Galente-held system. So it must be connected to who owns the system, not who owns the station. I also have been kind of amazed to see. I've been realizing more recently how many times that there are stations from another race in one race's territory. Like the amount of Caldari stations, or even Amar stations in Galente space and elsewhere. Yeah, there's Mimitar stations in Domain. Anything else to say about this? Yeah, so you don't actually end up with any ore, but you do end up with ISK, which is a lot of the time what you're really going for.